Hello, checking 1 2, checking 1 2, 1 2 1 2, check 1 2. Hello, checking 1 2. Okay, sound is good. It's always a delay when I am streaming. Let's see. Okay. Okay. All right. We're live. I'm live. I'm back. It's been a while, but I'm back. Hope you all are or have been doing well lately. Excuse me. Probably gonna be clearing my throat a lot today. Just because I have been sick, literally like the last 3 weeks or so, and finally feeling better. Roughly the last week, maybe. Just still dealing with a runny nose and a cough here and there, but yeah. Like I said, hope you all doing well. Hope your family's doing well. Everybody's doing well. Hope you all had a good week. We are literally in the middle of February. Literally just that fast. We are almost done with February. Literally, we're now February 15th of 2025. And anime for the year, for the winter, all of that has been really good. I have been meaning to talk to y'all about just a couple of the anime recently, but kind of just been busy with stuff. But still, still watching a lot of the newer stuff that has been coming out, as much as I can, whenever I can. Still a little bit behind on some stuff, and then there's some other stuff that came out mid last year that I'm still trying to get caught up with. So yeah, it's just like there are just days when I just come home and I'm just like, I don't feel like watching anime, and I just be like, I just want to just play a video game or something. And but then I have some couple of other YouTube channels that I work on the side that I'm continuously trying to build, and while still looking to get back to the main one. This is the main focus here, son. But needless to say, like I said, hope you all doing well. Miss you all. Definitely looking to push to this year to just get back on this the original horse saddle here, and just hammer home the fact that we got to get back into anime content here on the channel, live streams, all of that, manga readings, all of that stuff. I want to get all of that in this year. And the hope is that within the next 2-3 weeks that will be starting to pick back up. So we'll see what happens. But with that, let's dive into the topic at hand. So social media has been in a back and forth with Dragon Ball Daima over the last few weeks. But of course, the main topic is yesterday's episode, where there was a specific transformation that happened, and I would say that it's 50-50, maybe 55-45, more so on the positive side. But it's still sort of kind of like in the middle, where half the the DB fandom, they're like, yeah, this is this transformation is dope, this transformation is great. And then the other half is like, this is stupid, this is dumb, why would they do this, blah blah blah. And I have a specific meme that I want to present to you all in a little bit. Hopefully the stream isn't too long. We'll see what happens. It's just as always, the streams depend on if anybody shows up, because I don't want to just sit and be a chatterbox for 60 minutes. But I watched the episode 18 of Dragon Ball Daima. There was already talk about there being a specific thing that's going to be coming for this week, and it happened. But the thing about it is, just before I watched the episode, I got spoiled. I was already on social media. I was already scrolling, and I already follow I think 2 or 3, maybe a few Dragon Ball Z, whatever, social media fandom groups, and I got spoiled. It was around lunch. It was just before lunchtime, and yeah, I saw the specific transformation before I could click on it, because that's the thing. I was at work, so I didn't get downtime until um I didn't get downtime until before watching the episode. So I was already on social media, kind of scrolling. I had a specific like a couple of minutes to just kind of scroll and see what's going on with whatever else, other topics outside of some other stuff, and then I just came across this one Dragon Ball page, group page, and somebody posted the image, which sometimes I still find interesting. But at the same time, per my channel, I've pretty much, really looking back at a lot of the content that I've presented to you all here on the channel, reaction videos, response, reviews, thoughts. I too have, excuse me, I too have, definitely shared some spoilerish images. More so in excitement to talk about, more so in excitement to share my reaction to. So, it is what it is. But like I said, I sometimes find it interesting that people want to just automatically talk about it right away on social media, without allowing people to check it out themselves. But like I said, I've pretty much done the same on my end here on the channel, and I'm trying my best moving forward not to do that. But it is what it is. But yeah, the episode was great. The past 2-3 episodes in general for Dragon Ball Daima has been really, really great. But like I said, this specific transformation has the fandom at each other's necks, which, as always, I find very, very interesting. My response immediately, for me, from my perspective, is, hey, I wasn't in the room when, God rest his soul, Akira Toriyama, talked to his team about, excuse me, and even more specifically, this specific transformation, said, hey, we're going to do this. This is what we're going to do. This is what we're going to present in episode 18. This is what's gonna, I wasn't in the room. I feel like if the whole diaspora of the Dragon Ball fandom was in the room and had specific discussions of, hey, what do you if Akira sat us all down individually or in general in an entire room and asked us, say, hey, what do you all think about this idea for episode 18? I feel like personally that it will still be, even at this moment in time, currently in real time, even in that hypothetical moment of saying, there would still be a back and forth of, oh, that's a great idea, to, oh, that's a dumb idea. But yeah, per the episode, and that's the other thing, when we really look at the episodes, a lot of the stuff that transpired, a lot of the stuff per the episodes that have occurred, a few of the times that the episodes were looking to progress the story was more so when there were cliffhangers. When things specifically happened, when Goku and or Vegeta went to transform into a higher state of a Super Saiyan, it would happen basically at the end of the episode, of whatever episode over the last few weeks. And you had to wait till the next week, unless again, unless there was like a page or social media or whatever would spoil. I know that I've seen, while scrolling, I know for Solo Leveling, because that's a really fun anime for me, I know that there is a specific anime page that I follow, and they will share a preview for the upcoming episode. Like, I think it's like the day before sometimes, which I'm really looking forward to today's episode, which should be coming out within the next couple hours, right? But and that's another anime that I want to chat with you all about anyway. But it's just one of those things. Like again, as far as I know, I haven't seen any Dragon Ball stuff where there've been like put the pages that I follow on social media. There have been stuff where they've showed a preview images and stuff like that per the per the show itself. Nothing Dragon Ball related, but like I said, Solo Leveling is one of those social media spots that do show key images for the upcoming episode for like I think like I said, it's like the day before. And I think I did see something yesterday, but when I saw it, I just skimmed right past it. And that's the thing, guys. A lot of times, yes, there are people on these social media sites. Everybody says like, hey, you can control your social media. Hey, you can mute stuff. Hey, this, that, and the third. But I still feel like that's a little bit of a fickle thing to tell another grown adult what they should and shouldn't do as far as their social media experience, as far as being on their phone or whatever the case, or in their laptop or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, per yesterday's episode, like I said, you basically saying like when you were watching Daima the last few weeks, you would get the key transformations at the end of the episodes, walking into a cliffhanger. This yesterday, literally, we were roughly 5 minutes into the episode. Again, I'm nixing the intro, because again, the intro the last I think 2 weeks have been the intro first, and then you would get the beginning of the episode a minute and a half to 2 minutes in. So around the 7-ish half mark, like I said, roughly 4.5, 5 minutes in, they gave it to transformation. They hit us with the transformation, and I was just like, yo, like, because when I saw the spoiler, I was like, is this true or not, in my mind, because I wasn't sure, because again, the episode didn't drop on Crunchyroll for me until around like 11:30, 12. So around that time, when I had specific downtime, I then sat down and watched the episode, and found out that it was true. And again, like I said, the Daima community is they're like clashing, right? So I'm an observer at the end of the day. I do like to read everybody's back and forth, even if it's to the point of people verbally like cussing each other out and stuff. I still want to see if how those conversations, where they started, where they're at in the middle, how do they end, all of that stuff, because I do enjoy when people are able to actually just convey their thoughts without cussing each other out. And I always find it interesting when people go back and forth so much that they go to the name calling stuff. I still will always find that weird. But the fandom, the community is an uproar about and this is not I forgot to mention, this is not a spoiler free stream, but when you get Super Saiyan 4 brought in into this anime, into episode 18, for me, I was just like, wow, it's for me at least, I was like, oh, this is a different transformation. It's the specific one that is a favorite of many, which includes myself, but it's different, and we all have our own thoughts on this transformation. I'm actually going to bring it up right now. Apologize for my laptop being slow, as always. I've had this laptop for like 6 years, and I need to get a new one. I'm trying to save up to get a much more high-powered one. But yeah, so this specific transformation, it popped up, and I'm gonna remove myself because again, we're going to spoiler stuff. But this is the look, and when you see it, you're like, yo, like they really, Toriyama did it. And for me, this is Toriyama's idea. This is his his own version of, everybody's possibly more than likely the most popular Super Saiyan transformation out of any and all transformations. I do know there are a plethora of people who feel like Super Saiyan 3 is the dopest one. Um, but this is it. It's here. It's arrived. We are almost 24 hours into, because it's 10:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. So we are, at a space and place now where this is here. This is it. And a lot of social media is talking about this in the anime community outside of any other stuff that is getting pushed down, because the algorithm is pushing a lot of this stuff to the forefront of us anime fans. But this is it, right? And again, like I said, it's like a 50-50, more positive, definitely a high spot for negative responses, people who just don't like this specific transformation. And I really had to sit back and really just like take in everybody's positive and negative responses to this transformation. I Like I said, I personally, I like the transformation. I actually love it. um, if I didn't get spoiled, my response uh, more than likely would have been much greater than what it was, um, had I not got literally not got spoiled by social media just roughly maybe 30 40 minutes before I saw this episode from yesterday. But here's the thing that I personally want to share. Again, as always, you can agree with me, you can disagree with me. That's my opinion is my own. As I always say, everybody, your opinion is the only opinion that matters. Um, it literally it's only relevant for you. Um, whether you're right, whether you're wrong, whether it's indifferent, we all have our own thoughts on various topics, whether in reality or in fiction or whatever. We're our own individual persons at the end of the day. You live your life, you experience everything that you experience, and you have your thoughts about it. Nobody can tell you whether you should be you know having a response the way that you do when it's pertaining to, even in this on this specific topic of Super Saiyan 4. Nobody can tell you that you're wrong, to me, at least, again, to me. So Super Saiyan 4 pops up, but it's a different version, because when we go back to GT, which a lot of people didn't like, I personally, I liked it, didn't love it, wasn't super great, you know what I mean? But when we really look back at GT and Goku transforming, remember, Supreme Kai and all, they had that specific conversation with Goku about about powering him up, getting him to surpass his limits, about grabbing his tail and and with the with the pliers here. I watched a little bit of the scene from the GT spot here. I still crack up about this moment. Goku, really just like, like, I don't like it. you know. But at the same time, it per GT stance, it was necessary that this occur, right? Let's see, but they do the thing. I'm not gonna show everything. I originally I was, but I'm not gonna show it. But they get Goku's tail out. Now, again, per him fighting Baby and all of that, he transforms into a higher state. I didn't grab any images. I should have, and I didn't. Where he was like Super Saiyan, 3-ish or whatever, before officially transforming. And I did not grab. I don't think I did. No, I did not. But basically, if we remember back on GT when he officially transformed, He was lying on the ground. He was staring up at the earth. I definitely should have grabbed those images and I didn't. He was staring up at the earth, and he was saying like, look how beautiful the earth is. He was reminiscing about, home, and they were sharing images of him with Boma, with Yamcha, and a plethora of other family. He was lying there. He was beat up. He was down. He was just like, man, like he was saying like, I can't believe I can't beat baby, and that's when his tail responded in kind. I personally viewed that as his tail looking up at the earth and viewing it as a moon, and that's when the transformation happened. That's when he officially turned into Super Saiyan 4. But per per this spot here in GT, when he transforms into Super Saiyan 4, this is again pretty much the fandom's favorite, most of the fandom's favorite transformation. Like I said, outside of Super Saiyan 3, this is how he turned into Super Saiyan 4 per that story that again is outside of Akira Toriyama. What's going on, legend? Willie T, aka Shaq B. What's good, homie? Hope you're doing well. But yeah, this is a different transformation. This is outside of Akira Toriyama's perspective. But we were given this form, and this is what it is. But again, Daima, it's a different form. It's not similar, because Neva in episode 18, he uses magic to basically, because he's done it a couple times on the show, he's used magic to elevate, to take the specific character past their limit, and that's what he did here with Goku. And it was a dope transformation from this point moving forward. I really wish I had put these images in a specific. I have to keep going back into the specific section where I grabbed the stuff. But when he did it, when Neva did it, I did love the spot here where Goku, it was like he was underwater. Again, this is a totally different transformation, and we get the sound effects of the water, all of that here as Goku is getting ready to transform into this newer variation of Super Saiyan 4. I just love this spot here per the scene. The animation, as far as a lot of these fights recently, have been very super dope. And specifically here, this spot here reminded me of like there's been various things that correlates to like the flow of a bloodstream, right? Vein, all of that stuff, DNA, all of that stuff. We're seeing the inside of Goku's body, his DNA shifting and changing. We see the colors, black, red, blue, all of that. Animation is beautiful indeed. We're seeing all of that stuff here in this episode. I didn't grab a lot of images per the episode because I still feel like there are people out there that still haven't watched the whole entire episode, but I at least grabbed the core stuff. And we see Goku, like the attention to detail of showing his body transforming, his hands, his arms, all of that, his hair, all of that stuff. To me, this was just a dope transformation. Again, I'm gonna reiterate, this is a different version of Super Saiyan 4 that we get. And I'm also bring up some other topics from Twitter or X, however you want to call it, per one of my homies in a minute. And then we get this spot here. This spot, definitely, when I saw this, I automatically was like, oh, that's the tail wrapped into a circle, right? Sort of kind of looked like a sort of kind of reminded me of a cinnamon bun. There it goes. Um, uh, that's that. And then we have Goku, his his eye changing. This was the beginning spot here when that I used when you popped into the stream. I thought it was dope. And then we get this spot here again, the colors, all of that stuff. He's transforming, fully transforming into Super Saiyan 4. Um, he yells, he screams. This is dope. It was a fiery transformation. It was just super dope to see Goku changing and transforming into Super Saiyan 4. Again, I'm gonna keep saying this is a different version than what we got from GT. And I tried to grab it and I didn't. This spot here is when Goma shot down this gigantic ball of energy to Goku. There was a spot I tried to I forgot to grab the image, the screenshot. Um, he was actually pushing this. They showed his body. They showed his actual body pushing this ball of energy in the other direction before he finally pushed it out back towards Goma. Um, and I just love, like I said, I just love this transformation. It was just super, just dope, son. It was just super dope. And like I said, we get the transformation, and like I said, different transformation. And I like this spot here when Goku decided to use some extra power, have the aura outside of him getting ready before he zooms off to start fighting Goma. So this is it. It's here. Our like I said, most of our favorite transformations of all time is here. And again, it's positive and negative when it's pertaining to the fandom, to the Dragon Ball community. Some fans say that they love it. Some fans say that they hate it. Some fans say that they're dropping. Rio, hey, how are you? Hope you're doing well today. Welcome to the stream. Like I said, some fans are clashing when it's pertaining to this. Some fans are, really upset. Like I said, roughly 10 minutes ago, if Toriyama sat us all down again before he passed away, hopefully he's resting, but if Toriyama sat us all down in a room and asked us and said, hey, if we got an exclusive to saying, hey, I'm gonna give you all, what do you all think of Super Saiyan 4 being put in episode 18 of Dragon Ball Daima? I guarantee you, per the response as it was as of almost 24 hours ago, because again, we are literally, it's 10:24 a.m. right now, Eastern Standard Time. So we are literally like an hour or 2 hours away from it hitting the 24-hour mark when the actual episode debuted yesterday. I guarantee you that the whole room will be in an uproar, positive, negative. People will be yelling at each other, saying, "What do you mean? Like, this is great." Other people were saying this is dumb and it doesn't correlate. People, again, as always, the fandom is back and forth. Apologize for the noise in the background. That's my neighbors using their washer. As I always say, continue to mention that they have a pipe running through my ceiling that connects their washer, and it makes a lot of noise. But the fandom would be even, as I continue to see on social media, of saying like, oh, this is canon, this is not canon. Some people saying canon doesn't exist, other people say canon doesn't. I personally believe that it all correlates in some way, somehow. The same thing how I view, because Star Wars is my favorite fictional world outside of anime, so I personally feel like all of it connects. Yeah, and that is true. You can't. I personally believe that it's not meant to please everybody. It's meant to get eyes on the product, and everybody have their own opinion about the product. That's, at the end of the day, that's what you want. You want as many eyes on your product when watching something like this, especially when it's something like this. But let me pop out real quick. I'm gonna pull up on Twitter my homie Geekdom 101. who is knowledgeable on a lot of things Dragon Ball Z, GT, Daima, all of that. Uh, let's see, real. I noticed when never give Tamagami 2 a power boost. I saw Tamagami 1 went power boost without Neva. I noticed it also saw Goku Super Saiyan 3 beat down. He didn't go to his base form to boost Goku. Yeah. You say you don't care about canon to non-canon. Back then canon didn't even exist. Yeah, that's what it's all at the end of the day. Every last one of us has our own view. To me, to me in general, my opinion, nobody's wrong. To me, you again, it's your anime experience. It's yours. If you believe that it's canon, it's canon. If you believe that it's not, it's not. It's yours. Toriyama, let me come back on camera. Toriyama, um, he made a decision to bring this specific form back, but it's a different form because, again, like I said, GT had its own version of Super Saiyan 4. Toriyama has his own idea, and this one is not of black hair, everything else, and that's the other thing that I believe that Toriyama decided to go with. I think this is what I think. I feel like Toriyama said, you know what, we're gonna create Super Saiyan 4 from the perspective of Heroes, primal version of Super Saiyan 4 with the red hair. That's why it's red and not black, because he didn't want to me, he didn't want to take that which was established. He said, we're going to leave GT the way that it is, this version, but this is my version. This is what I want. And we're going to do it from a specific spot that I have actual connection to, and that is Heroes. We know that Toriyama was specifically put in for Heroes. But Geekdom 101 over on Twitter, he specifically brought this up from 1996. He's basically said, he posted saying, this is the original rough draft concept from art from 1996 of Super Saiyan 4, created and illustrated by Katsuyoshi Nakasuru for Dragon Ball GT. According to the interview, the idea behind the design is Goku with primal power. He did make a gold hair variant, but the black and red was more dynamic. Again, this was for GT. If we scroll down a little bit more, there is a specific spot here. This is an ad from Japan in 1996, giving us the full scope and color. Goku with the hairyish body, but it was in it looks like a brownish color with the black hair for GT. But there is something specific I wanted to show you all, and it is this right here. This specific thing I thought was funny. I was gonna use this originally, but I just said, somebody basically saying like, Toriyama from the grave, are you not entertained? I just really just thought that this was just an hilarious thing. So yeah, so I just, like I said, I personally believe that Toriyama just decided that he wanted to do his own version, again, that's still connected to, something that was from his idea. And we got what we got. Let me bring it back up. Where am I looking? Is this it? Yeah. We got what we got here. Let me see what y'all saying. Looks like Super Saiyan God color. Now I wish I should have brought up. I didn't bring up. Maybe I can. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can. I have a specific image that it's on. Oh shoot! That's not what I wanted to do. Let me back up. I don't know why that did that. I have something over on one of my other social media accounts. It is a let me come back on here. It is a, let me see, what are y'all talking about? Say it looks like Super Saiyan. Well, you said he looks like a mix between Limit Breaker. Yeah, so Limit Breaker is from Heroes Super Saiyan 4. Rio, you said Daima. I noticed reference on Dragon Ball GT. Dragon Ball, excuse me, GT Dragon is red like DBGT, but Peruga red buff. Yeah. Kyle, how are you? Hope you're doing well today. Welcome to the stream. Sorry if I missed your comment a second ago. Toriyama's EP said Daima was made to appeal to GT fans and their children. Yeah. Um, that's what I'm saying. Like he wanted to please as many fans, which includes the GT fans, right? But again, this is still, it's not the same. It's not the same Super Saiyan 4. It's a different, because GT again was a different version, different transformation. This one was based on magic. Was what I should have said several minutes ago. This one is based on magic, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's a different transformation altogether. Let me see if I can pull this up here. I don't know if I can or not. But this specific image on my social media, let me see if I can even. There we go. Now let's see if I can pull this up. Window capture. And oh, it might not let me do it. Actually, it's right here, right? There we go. So I have this image on one of my social media accounts. And as you see, as per the look, this specific thing it stood out to me super dope. I was like, yo, I gotta have this as a part of my profile. This has been on my profile for years, and I've been on social media for a good number of years, and I refuse to change this specific, because you know how you have your one profile, that you have like your little picture profile. This is a part of my profile that I'm never changing, because this is just a super dope version of Super Saiyan that I will always keep, because it's just super just cool to me. So per what we're talking about, if Toriyama would have given us this, I feel like everybody would be fine. Would be fine. Like, I feel like hardly anybody would be like, like, oh, this is dumb, this is stupid, or oh, this is great. You're wrong, you're dumb for thinking that this isn't dope and whatever. Yeah, right, yeah, Rio, yeah. So, that's what I'm saying. Like like the Super Saiyan 4 that we got, in a sense, sort of reminded me of this type of thing, this type of look. So yeah, let me get back here. But yeah, that's why I just thought it was hilarious that people were like this, and I think that was, but yeah, like I said, even here, this person says, too bad the new one looks dumb. Palette wars, so like I said, everybody is allowed to share their responses, whether positive or negative. Everybody's allowed to do that, and at the same time, we are allowed to at least challenge each other's views, talk about specific stuff, and have at it. And the hope is that at the end of the day, we all can leave from the table with with our heads held high at the end of the day, and still hoping that come pure, because at the end of the day, Toriyama's gone. We don't know what's going to happen to many of our top 5 favorite anime of all time. For me, this is my number one. Dragon Ball is my number one anime of all time, out of every and any all anime ever. We don't know what's going to happen to this now that the creator is gone, and I think now it's been a year now since he's passed away. So he gave us he gave us and GT fans Super Saiyan 4. There's 2 episodes left. What's going to happen next? And that's the other thing, guys. As we see per this transformation, Goma with the third eye is still not beatable versus Super Saiyan 4, the new different version of this transformation. Goma was still able to stop, shut down, all of that, this specific thing. But also the question is too, what did Glory or Wish? My homie Will is in the if he's still here, we talked about this. But let's see. Let me look at your. Let me see what y'all were talking about here. See, yeah, Toriyama like GT, but the design few casts. Also, he designed Ultra Instinct, but he didn't design Mattered Ultra Instinct, but Toyotaro did. I'm feeling Saiyans are from Demon Realm because they transformed to giant pointy ears. If I think about it, Will said my son and I watched the episode together. Except yesterday, I couldn't wait. He's like you knocked it out first, and then you rewatched it. I feel you. Like, oh yeah, Super, yeah. So fan manga, he made it. So Toriyama chose Toyotaro. He interested in his design, picked him as successor. Kyle, you said Toriyama was good friends with the creator of Super Saiyan 4, Katsuyoshi, who also is Daima's lead character designer. He said Nakasuru is the only one that could 100% mimic his art style. I believe that. Rio, you said my mom watched Dragon Ball before I was born. Nice. She's like the OG Dragon Ball. Nice. That's what's up. So yeah, like I said, Toriyama's gone. We get GT, in its own version, Super Saiyan 4. Per what Toriyama wanted to do. More than likely, this is Heroes, Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4, but just smaller version. Probably definitely longer hair. So now the question: what's the wish? Because again, like I said, Goma was still toe to toe with this new transformation. And what is the wish that Glorio made? Me and my homie Will, he's here. If he's still here, we talked about it. I told him like, hey, maybe Goma made the wish for him to become the Demon King. But then I was also thinking, well, maybe he also wished that they became adults again. My boy Will was basically saying the same thing. So I feel like it's either one of those two. Like maybe Goma either made the wish for him to become the Demon King, or he made the wish for Goku and everybody to become kids again. Excuse me, to become adults again. So we will see, because again, a lot of people are also thinking, well, is there going to be a fusion transformation? Because they do have the Goku dropped the bag with the bugs, so that's still lying around somewhere. They still have that too. Let me see. So Rio, you said she liked a bit of GT because Goku was a good grandfather. He cares about his family. But Pan didn't. SSJ. Will said you think Gloria definitely wished them to be adults. Like we talked about. And then Rio, you said Goma is a problem with third eye, stronger, but gave him Goku's key away. Yeah. So 2 episodes away, we get this new transformation. That's the other thing that I saw on social media, if any of you weren't thinking about this, because again, a lot of fans are like, oh, this doesn't make sense, this isn't, because again, they're in their canon mind, they're like, this has to make sense per the story that's supposed to come, which is Super. That some fans are saying the only explanation that they can think is that this is a one-off transformation. This is something that, he can only transform as a kid If it's indeed true, like me and my boy were thinking, that they're gonna become adults now in episode 19 per the witch, that Goku won't be able to transform back into this form as in an adult form. And again, this is just a one-off thing. It happened like this yesterday, and come next Friday we won't see it again. And then we walk into, like I said, we get ready to walk into GT afterwards. So just something that, if you weren't thinking about that, is something that I wanted to put into your ear, as saying that this transformation is just this only time. We get it this one time, and that is it. And we move forward with Dragon Ball Life. Let's see. Goma's problem is Glorio wished himself to be king. Also for Rinsu to be Majin, not global anymore. I mean, Glend. Okay. You say Majin Dooley. Excuse me. So yeah. So we will see how this is going to transpire. What these next 40 plus minutes that we have left in the show for episodes 19 and 20. Again, from what I heard, this is just like a one-off anime show. We're not getting a second season. And unless say like a writer or something decides they want to do like a one-shot manga or something like that. Excuse me, for Daima, which could come down the line within these next few years. There's a couple of one shots that I still haven't read manga wise that I need to stop playing around and read. Oh yeah, that's right. You did. Yeah, well, you did say that. I apologize. You were you emailed me something? Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You emailed me too. You did mention about Chrono Trigger, because it does. Chrono Trigger is my favorite RPG of all time. Just wanted to throw that out there if you didn't know that information. I think I talked about that a while here on the channel, on live streams and a couple videos. Yeah, Chrono Trigger is my favorite RPG video game of all time. The only thing is I haven't beaten all of the I haven't gotten all of the endings, the various endings for that video game. So I still have to do that. Hopefully I can do that within the next couple of years. But yeah, we will see moving forward what's going to happen with these last two episodes. Will we get an explanation on a couple other stuff? Maybe not. But again, this transformation happened, and to me, it was a really dope transformation. I think I'm gonna grab a different one. I have where he was. Yeah, this one here. He was. Sorry, gotta move this up. Boom, there we go. Yeah, he was looking the other way, had the tail up, all of that. I thought that this was just really, really cool to see. But yeah, like I said, Goma went head to head with this transformation, and he basically did still shut it down. But it was dope. I didn't grab the image. It was dope to see Goku when he was trying to do the Kamehameha. When he was trying to do the Kamehameha wave on him, and Goma punched him, made him spin. And it seemed like, because that's the thing, when you re-look at that spot, because I did this morning when I was grabbing these images, Goku got knocked out for a split second. And then when he woke back up, he immediately went back into the Kamehameha. So I thought that was cool to see him, like, when he was spinning and he was knocked out, and everybody was like, oh my gosh, like, this is bad. And then he just like boom, and he was like Kamehameha, and then he went and still did the thing. yeah, that third eye. They gotta figure out a way to basically get it off of Goma's head and away from him. Um, this is just letting us know that the this demon realm, Demon King Third Eye, this stuff is no joke. Um, like yes, sure, Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, all of that, they got used to the atmosphere in all three of those worlds. Um, but they still had some issues when fighting and specifically, doing X, Y, and Z per the spots in these episodes that some fans, and even including myself, were just like, that sort of kind of doesn't make any sense, but okay. I was just like, okay. But a lot of other fans were just like, this is dumb. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't they do X, Y, and Z? But it's just like, hey, we're not the writers of these episodes, right? But yeah, like I said, you have your own opinion on this transformation. You're allowed to share those opinions. You're allowed to have a heavy dialogue disagreement, or challenge or whatever with other fans. You're allowed to do that, as long as you're keeping it civil. To me, like I said, I always say, as long as you're not name calling. But I just always find it interesting that people would revert to name calling. It's just like, that's interesting that you would just like call me something that I'm not, because I never would to you, because I have respect for you as a individual, as a human being, to not make you feel less than of a human being, at least from my perspective. Like, you have thoughts, you have feelings, and you, even in the midst of me disagreeing, you are sharing those disagreements with me. So yeah, but great episode to me. Kind of reminded me of this. Let me do something real quick. I'm doing it on my phone. This just popped into my head. I just can't go on. No, that's not what I want to do. Go back in. Give me 1 second. So this kind of reminded me, and that's the thing. This is actually an episode off from. This is actually an episode off from Demon Slayer. So Demon Slayer broke the internet twice, mind you, back in 2019. It was episode. I think it was episode 17. Yeah, I think it was episode 17 that broke the internet originally, when Demon Slayer debuted. But episode 19, this is literally one episode off, is when Demon Slayer became really fully the talk of the town, anime community. 5 years, well, it will almost be 5 years ago, because that is one of my favorite episodes of all time. So this is just interesting that it kind of, in a sense, kind of correlates. Demon Slayer episode 19 is when it became the talk of the anime community, and now, almost 5 years later, Dragon Ball Daima episode 18 is now the talk of the anime community. Like I said, just one episode shy. But maybe Daima episode 19 will be the talk of the town next Friday. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's what I wanted to chat with you all about. I am done sharing my thoughts. I'm gonna just chill out. I was in the middle of playing a video game. If you've never played Persona 3, check it out. It's a really, really fun video game. Really, really fun RPG game, and it has tons of hours to play and replay value. I mean, there is replay value because you have to replay it anyway. But I'm out. Maybe I'll do another live stream to come, just on other anime thoughts, feelings, and stuff. And I need to also get to some recordings too. I was thinking about doing some recordings, but not in the usual way that I normally do it. Just switching it up again to try to see if I can do a little bit different. But we'll see what happens. But I'm out. Great chatting with you all, Rio, Will, Kyle. Thank you all for stopping by. As always, it's real. And everybody else that popped in just to kind of lurk and just hear what I have to say and read the topic at hand, discuss, converse. But with that, I will hopefully talk to you all in the next video and or live stream to come soon. Stay safe, stay humble. I'll holla at you later.